Morning everybody, liquid sunshine. I've got to tell you why I say that every single time about liquid sunshine. This is quite important. I don't mind if it rains, I'm actually quite happy if it rains, because it's reframing the way you look at things. And I call it liquid sunshine because somewhere up the clouds the sun's out, or somewhere in the world the sun's out. Or every time I hear the rain, I keep imagining Gene Kelly and Donald O'Connor singing in the rain. And that's why the rain never bothers me. So it's about reframing the situations you're in and actually see it in a totally different light. So 2007 is upon us. And my Century 21 estate agency is in full swing, and more people were taking the opportunity to become a self-employed agent and deciding their own future. It's quite important. But most people want to work for themselves and earn their own money and not have a boss and work flexible hours. Something didn't last as long though. And I wondered why, and I focused on why they weren't lasting so long and how everything was done, and listened to that how. And they never even considered the why when they were doing it and for what reason. So there's a difference between the how and the why and the what. And some of you will get confused here. Morning Francis, morning Andrea. But bear with me, there's a point. And it'll sink in maybe at some point, but it did sink in for me after time. Now, the mind's a funny thing, and people like the idea of working for themselves, but they begin to panic as they focus on the how they're going to be able to do it. And the mind starts to try and scare you because it tries to protect you from ever being hurt. You've never done something before, so immediately it jumps into action. This is because you're out of your comfort zone. But as a new investor or a new business owner, morning Sam, you need to grow because it's part of the process of becoming successful at what you're doing. As you've never done it before. And if you don't do it, you'll probably live with regret for the rest of your life. And probably that's the biggest fear driving you at this point in time. So that's what I noticed in a lot of the associates that started with me as self-employed. Now, this is where it comes down to the how you do it and the why you should do it. And the sequential order, I'm getting technical here, of which comes first is important. So, which do you think is more powerful? Is it the how? Or is it the why? Well, of course it's a why. So let me explain how it applies to everything that you do, and everything that I do, and everything that anybody else does. As soon as you start to think of the how, you effectively destroy your future. Because you get into the nitty-gritty of how things are done. Morning, Louise. And probably a classic example is there's nothing wrong with asking the how, but it's just the order in which you're doing it. So if you have, for example, if you have someone's telephone number and you put the numbers in the wrong sequence, you won't reach them. If you have the combination to a safe and you put it in the wrong sequence, it won't open. So if you continually put the how and the why in the wrong sequence, you'll never succeed. Morning Nigel, morning Anne-Marie. Confused? Well, let me just say, you should always start with the why first. That's probably the most important thing. And the why will drive you to succeed, not the how. Your why needs to be always bigger, because if the how isn't working for you, you'll still continue to drive through and eventually solve the how, because you have the why. This is confusing, isn't it? But bear with me. Here's an analogy, probably one of the easiest ones I know. People say they always want to lose weight. And then everybody knows how to lose weight, but does everybody know why they want to lose weight? And you'll work out the difference between the people that have succeeded, they've known why they wanted to lose the weight. Then they found out the how. Nobody ever works out the how first and succeeds, because they've not got the why. And that is the fundamental difference. leave you a wee story here. I love this one. And it goes back to history of the Vikings. When the Vikings invaded another country, they always asked themselves why, and then worked out the how they're going to do it. Even if they had a smaller army, they used to win almost every single time. And do you want to know how they did it? There's the how again. Because they burnt their boats and gave themselves no choice but to win. And that was their why. They got rid of their safety net and they went all in. Total commitment. They had a reason why they wanted to do something. Morning, Mike. And that, my friends, is why so many people don't succeed. Because they cling onto their safety net just in case it doesn't happen for them. And their why just isn't that big enough anymore. So it's time to get rid of your safety net, morning Stephen, and go all in, no matter what you're doing. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7:30.